As long as you're not born on February 30th, everyone has a birthday every year for your entire life. It's a day where you celebrate the next year of your existence with wishes and remembrance. If you were fortunate enough to live in a comfortable living style, you might have even celebrated with cakes and presents and a whole lot of happy birthday! Maybe even a party or two with friends. This is what we usually think about when it comes to birthdays, but as we grow older and time passes, we all get busier and prioritize other things. This is where I have my issues with birthdays. Birthdays are not a holiday. Just because you were born doesn't mean we all have to celebrate it. I think it's nice that you made it an extra year, but don't expect me to congratulate you every year. It's not an obligation. Sure, with mom or dad, you ought to tell them happy birthday, especially if you're living with them. Same goes for siblings. And, of course, your partner, if you have one. But personally, it's up to you who you say happy birthday to. Friends, family, coworkers, whatever. This brings me to my next problem. Gifts. Depending on who you are, saying happy birthday isn't enough. You also gotta get them presents. Something as simple as a gift card might suffice. Or maybe you have to get them those pair of shoes they've been telling you all about for the past semester. Either way, they're nice. Really, they are. But I think the issue starts when you consider what gifts you're giving to each person. Imagine you give Sally the new Nintendo Switch. All she's been telling you about is how much she wants to play the latest Metroid game. However, didn't have the console to play it on. That's when you come in and hand her that bundle of joy. Sounds nice, right? But now a week passes, and it's Abe's birthday, and all you give him is a $5 gift card. Now I appreciate $5 like anyone else, but it seems kind of fishy that you gave Sally a multi-$100 console, and you gave him some plastic. He could think you didn't care about him as much as Sally. And that could be very well true, but if you guys are friends, I don't think that's something they should figure out either. Not to mention all your friends might be wondering the same thing too. Speaking of everyone else, do you say happy birthday to every friend you have? Do you even remember all their individual birthdays? I can admit I don't, and that's fine. I think it's almost impractical to remember everyone's birthdays. Think about it, you have to worry about homework or practice or work or family, but on top of that, the birthday of your buddy Abe and what gifts to give him. Along with your other friends, that's a lot to manage. And I think it's an all or nothing deal. Either you tell everyone happy birthday, or you don't. Because if you skip some, like in your family per se, they'll know. A good example would be my cousins. There's 4 of them and they all live in the same house. If you tell one happy birthday, the others are more than likely going to know. And when their birthdays roll around and I don't tell them the same thing, there are going to be some hurt butts. Same goes for the friend group and coworkers. This might be where you ask, well, Rosas, what if it's my birthday? I don't have to worry about anything, right? Well, I don't think so. You see, this video was inspired by my mom and how she always tells me to respond to everyone who says happy birthday to me, which is understandable. But there's usually some asterisks to this. For one, you might stumble into a conversation you weren't exactly ready for, and in my case, a language you aren't too familiar with. Another thing is that you are acknowledging their recognition of your birthday. And to me, this could lead to an expectation of return. I scratch your back, you buy my loot crates, that kind of situation. And ultimately, it's like a contract. Now that your 5th cousin 7th removed said happy birthday to you, and you said it to him, you can't back out of it. I mean, you could, but they'll talk to someone else that'll get in contact with you and ask, hey, what's wrong with you? And so. Now, if all these points seem familiar to you, and want a way to combat this, then I have some solutions. For those who don't have or care about this problem, then thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Maybe leave your birthday comment down below about how this is completely bonkers, or how you're not the only one who thought about this. Anyway, first things first, it's okay not to tell everyone happy birthday, especially every year. You're not forced to do it, no matter if they start drama over it or whatever. Say happy birthday whenever you feel is right. Secondly, if you're going to give gifts, make them a personal present. What I mean by this is, don't worry about the price of the item, worry about the context. Like I said, a Switch seems like a whole lot more thought was put into it than a $5 gift card, unless they really wanted that. Also, try to space out the gifts. Don't one-up yourself every year, because it'll get hard really quick. Lastly, don't be a hypocrite. For the majority of this video, I was talking about the effects birthdays had on other people. But you are a people, and have the power to do what you want with your days. If you don't want to say happy birthday to your friends, that's fine, but don't constantly remind them and expect them to call you and say congrats. At that point, you are furthering the issue. With that said, I know birthdays are treated differently with every family. This is just a general perspective on the whole thing. Honestly, if I could, I would say happy birthday to everyone and give presents to all! You know, like Santa. But I don't have much money, it's impractical, and I'm horrible with memory. So I do what I suggested. Although, since this is a video, and it can be watched at any day, if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you! And thank you!